There aren't many characters left from the original Power show to return in Power Book 2 Ghost. 2-Bit was one and Tommy was another, but one character which we never got any more information on after his arrest was Cristobol, but it looks as if he's going to be making a return in Season 2 of Power Book 2 Ghost, so we're going to be breaking down his character and his potential role, connections, and why his character could be returning now. But first, of course, if you're new to the channel, then remember to smash the subscribe button if you want to see everything Power Universe related. But who is Cristobol? For those who forgot, he took over the Taínos after Annibal was killed by Pink Sneakers, but let's rewind it to the last time we saw him on Power. We need to rewind it back to Season 5, Episode 9. There's a snitch among us. Alicia Jiminez replaces Dre with Cristobol as a new distro, because Dre had problems with Kanan, Ghost and Tommy, with Kanan killing Diego Jiminez. Dre couldn't resume his operations and couldn't run drugs into Europe through the Basett Hotel Group, so Alicia Jiminez replaces Dre with Cristobol, telling Dre that he now works for him. Cristobol had a conversation with Dre just to make sure that they were cool, but also gave him a key piece of information that was the meeting with Alicia Jiminez at the Ridgebury. Dre seething that he's no longer number one and no longer distro, he turns snitch and turns to Angela Valdez to get him into WITSEC, and in return he'd give up Alicia Jiminez and, well, her new distro, Cristobol, at the same time. So both of them were arrested by Angela Valdez, with Alicia Jiminez being killed by Jason Michich, but Cristobol still remained a mystery because that was the last time we saw anything from him, and what played out in Season 5 Episode 9 is safe to say he could still be in prison behind bars. So this brings me on to the connections and how they could potentially introduce him back into the storyline on Power Book 2 Ghost. If Cristobol still is indeed behind bars, then could he be located in the same prison as Lorenzo? Could Lorenzo and Cristobol know each other? And with Monet hearing the name Ghost from Tommy in the final episode of the first season, at some point I expected to go back to Lorenzo with the name Ghost and connect the dots about who Tariq's father really is. Here's where it gets really interesting, because Lorenzo may not necessarily know Ghost, he may have heard of him or may have heard of his name, but may never be able to put a face to the name, because not many people could put a face to Ghost, whereas Tommy was never afraid to show his face. However, Cristobol is someone who knows both Ghost and Tommy, and if he's in prison with Lorenzo, could he then help Lorenzo connect the dots about Ghost and Tommy, and most importantly find out who Tariq really is? So there is a potential connection between Lorenzo and Cristobol to look out for if it plays out this way, and if Cristobol is in prison with Lorenzo, because I can't see a scenario where he's a free man like 2-Bit. And speaking of 2-Bit, he's another character who also know who Cristobol is, and someone who he has a history with. Cristobol wanted to take 2-Bit and Spanky out for killing Lorenzo, and also thought 2-Bit was behind some of his crew's deaths. 2-Bit interestingly is in the first episode of Power Book 2 Ghost along with the new Connect mecha. Whether or not Cristobol has any ties with 2-Bit or the new Connect, we'll have to wait and see, but Cristobol being in prison with Lorenzo certainly makes sense. But the early vibes that I'm getting from the new characters that we have and the returning characters such as Cristobol will really give the old Power vibes to Power Book 2 Ghost Season 2, and I'm excited to see what Cristobol will bring to the show and in Season 2 in general. So drop me your thoughts down below on Cristobol's return. What do you think his character will bring? How do you think he'll make his return? And will he have any ties or connections to Lorenzo in prison, or do you think he's going to be a free man like 2-Bit? Drop me all your thoughts down below on Cristobol's return, but also if you're new to the channel, remember to smash the subscribe button, especially with Raising Kanan's premiere around the corner on July the 18th. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.